DJ Star.
Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Come here. When I was a G, in the licks, riding spat for real. You was a kid, you was a bitch, going to clap for real. Ain't gotta pretend. No. Look. When I was a G, hitting them licks, riding spat for real.
So, with that being said, we want to welcome everybody back to the Cal Podcast. I'm going to get myself straight because I want to make sure they get my Nipsey posted in the back. But we want to welcome everybody back to the Cal Podcast, Season 3. Working on our episode number 4, Season 3. And also, if I'm correct, I think we're one more or two more from our 50th episode. But like we always do, we always try to keep the guests fresh and new. And we got somebody, I'm going to be honest with you, this was a humbug request. I was like, maybe not. Reached out. She said, y'all want me on the Cal Podcast? I like, yeah, we do, because you got a story. What the story is, we're going to find out. But first, because we got 3 things. First thing first, she's a mom. Second, she's resilient. And third, she's an entrepreneur. But these are the 3 things she gave me left, so I'm going to give her a better introduction. So how I met this young lady, the first time I met her, like an actual conversation, was at the Waffle House in Ruston. You remember that? No, you don't. So she comes in, it was me, Star, Perk, Pat, and it was somebody else. She comes in and she hugs Star and she was like, oh, hey brother, yada yada. So I thought you and Star was actually brothers and sisters for the longest. So I really didn't know. And I always thought you was his sister. And I was like, and then he finally told me, because he always told me he had 3 sisters. No, two sisters. So I thought you was one of them, not knowing that you're not his blood, but blood by association. But we want to welcome to the Cal Podcast, the one only with one name, real simple, Gia.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, always. So we want to welcome you to the Cal Podcast. Thankful that you got on. Well, first case question off the top, we always ask people before we get started. We didn't come up with this question, Gia, but we got it from Charlamagne the God from the Breakfast Club. How are you doing physically and mentally with everything going on from COVID to politics to Black Lives Matter, everything?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I always tell people I have to look at it from more than one perspective because, of course, it affects me. But then I'm always worried about how it's going to affect my children. Okay. But in all honesty, I tell everybody, you got to take it one day at a time, and that's how I'm taking it, one day at a time.
Okay. So any COVID scares in your family where, you know, you lost anyone or?
Well, I actually had my dad pass from COVID.
Sorry to hear that.
But just besides that, I mean, literally early in January, everybody, as far as like my sisters, my daughter, everybody caught COVID. And I was like, oh God, we can't do this. Not a whole house of people catching COVID.
Okay, well. Did you catch COVID?
I didn't. I actually got the flu instead of getting COVID.
How the hell you did that?
I don't know.
Yeah, you ain't nobody talking about the flu since 2020. But how you get the flu and not COVID?
I really don't know. That was the one thing I tested. I was like, how? I was like, okay, I'm guessing this is supposed to be luck, but I don't know.
Okay. All right. That's the first. You're the first. Because usually people say they did. Well, no. They usually say either I caught COVID or I didn't catch it. It was never the flu, measles, chickenpox, nothing like that. So that's the first for us. So, okay. Knock that out the way. So, Jid, this is the Cal Podcast. We got a certain type of audience. You might not know them, but who is Gia? And if you had to break it down from not just from them 3 things I gave, but who is Gia so the world can know who is Gia?
I think the main thing, honestly, what you said is being resilient. Because I just say I've been throwing a lot of things and I just keep going through. And besides just keep going, I tell people that I'm grateful for the foundation that my grandparents gave me. Because my grandpa, a lot of people don't know this, but my grandpa was a preacher. So that's the foundation that I really got from the beginning. So with that, it just keeps me moving towards positive things.
Mm-hmm. What were
So
you
really,
born in? Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. My bad. I'm about to cut you off.
oh, you said what?
I said, well, so where were you born and raised?
Louisiana. I'm a Louisiana girl
What
to
part?
heart. North Louisiana.
What part?
North Louisiana.
It's a big North Louisiana. Okay.
See?
We go. I mean, if people want to know, like, where were you born? I didn't say where you live. I said where you born and raised.
Well, I don't live in Louisiana anymore. I moved. Oh, baby. When I just started counting, I was like, I'm getting old. I moved to Texas at the end of 2010. So I've been in Texas. Now, I did a short stint here where I went. Don't ask why. I moved back to New Orleans. I moved to New Orleans for a little bit.
Nothing wrong with that.
New Orleans is kind of dangerous right now.
New Orleans been dangerous. New Orleans been dangerous before I even knew where New Orleans was.
Okay, you could say that.
Yeah, I mean, I knew more about New Orleans being from Florida than when I got there. Like, I knew how to operate when I got to New Orleans. So, like, this city dangerous as fuck. So, yeah. Looking at the children.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the Cal Podcast. We done been through it all. So, if you have to be a mother, be a mother. So, we get it. We get it. So it's nothing to be wondering if you fucking up. We don't have people curse. We don't have people fix their bras. Everything. It's the Cal Podcast. So don't even trip about it. So if you got to handle your kids, just let us know. We'll pause it for the calls and keep it moving. So.
It's okay. I'm just trying to figure out what she's doing right now. Give me 1 second. I'm so serious. I'm
keeping that part. The rest I'm gonna cut. I'm so serious part. I'm keeping that in. I'm just gonna let you know. What that is? I am definitely keeping that in. Everything else I'm gonna cut, but I'm keeping that part.
See, if only you knew.
So how many kids do you have?
I have 2, just a boy and a girl.
Who's the oldest? The boy?
The boy is the oldest.
I knew it, the way you said it.
But the little girl runs the house.
Yeah. It makes sense. So, because I gotta ask, as being a mother, how's that lifestyle dealing now with everything from COVID? And I'm assuming you had to homeschool your kids for a minute or two. How was that?
My kids are still homeschooled.
Okay.
It is definitely a lot. When I went into it, I was like, okay, homeschooling, I got this. Because for the first couple of years of my kids' life, I homeschooled them. So I was like, I got this. Homeschooling them on a computer is completely different. And because they actually go to school and they have teachers, they have lives that they have to attend. Mm-hmm. And then I'm their learning coach. I did not know they teach these kids so in depth like they do now. Because they're learning about like Mozart and stuff in music. And then when it comes to art, they're learning about all these different artists. And I'm like, I didn't learn that at your age. I definitely did not. I was like, and I told them, I was like, I don't think I even learned that in college.
Mm-mm. So, okay. I'm gonna go ahead.
Definitely keeping me on my toes.
I bet if you see me look to the right, it's because I'm checking the screen. This is where I'm looking, but I'm recording over here. So if you see me look like that, I should have said it at the beginning before I press record. But yeah, but anyways, okay. Going through that, transitioning on motherhood. What is the best part about being a mother?
I think it's actually funny because I tell people the most rewarding part is actually seeing pieces of you in your children, but knowing that you can actually guide them into being so much better than you.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, I'm at a point where I've learned a lot of lessons, but I can take what I've learned from those lessons and actually give it to them, so they don't have to experience the same things that I experienced. So it's
Mm-hmm.
rewarding because honestly, the other day my little girl told me she was like, I want to make clothes, and I was like, okay. I was like, so where do we start with this? And she was like, no, like I want to design clothes, and I was like, okay. So what's your audience? And she told me her audience is she wants to make clothes for kids or that actually have parents that are less fortunate and can't afford like name brands and stuff like that. I was like, oh, I'm with it.
Gotcha.
Because
That's
if
what's
that's
up.
the type of attitude you have already, I'm doing good.
Yeah. So for those who are listening, that is her daughter in the background with that noise. It sounded like so she's talking about a child and being disciplined like a mother. Okay, so going on to the next thing, entrepreneur. What are you an entrepreneur in?
Okay, so a lot of people don't know this. I actually went to beauty school. When I went to beauty school, I became a licensed barber stylist. That happened in 2007. So I started out doing hair, and about 3 years ago, in doing hair, I actually had somebody tell me, they were like, hey, you've been making all these oils and hair creams and stuff for your clients because they can't use this and that. They were like, have you ever thought about selling them? And I was like, no, I hadn't. And they were like, to open market, how about you try it?
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, exactly. So I was like, okay,
Cool.
let me try it. And when I got into it, I was like, okay, it's a lot that I did not realize that really was not out there and like just that people didn't know. So I have an all natural and organic beauty brand.
You gotta talk more about it. Come on now. Elaborate about it. We ain't got the biggest audience, but we got an audience. This might be helpful to somebody. So go ahead, talk about it.
So I do hair care. That's one of my main things. I have a hair cream that really didn't realize how great it was. Um, I actually tell people I made it for curly hair, and I got a call one day from my sister. She was like, "Excuse me, you want to tell everybody how great this hair cream is?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "You put it on your hair when it's curly. It's awesome." And she goes, "No, today I decided that I was going to straighten my hair after putting the cream in." She was like, and I walked outside and it was raining, and my hair did not freeze up. Now, anybody who has curly hair knows that's the one thing that you were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah.
So I was like, "No, I got to try this out." I was like, because I didn't believe her at all. When I tried it out, I was like, "Oh, that's massive." Because anybody that knows me knows I walk outside and it does not have to be raining. It could be like a touch of moisture in the air, and I look like Mufasa. You know it. You've seen it.
I no, I
So,
haven't. I ain't even going to agree with that one. I haven't. I
uh,
haven't. I
oh,
haven't. I
okay.
haven't. I haven't. I haven't. I can't even agree with this one. The only time well, I seen you usually after the blues loud, and then
Okay.
again, and then after that, I didn't see you for a hot minute until you know who funeral.
Mhm.
So it been a
Yeah, I
minute since I
disappeared
saw.
for a while.
Yeah, you did. You did. You did. Because the first time I seen you, you was skinny. Then you came back thick.
So
I was
I've
like,
heard.
yeah, somebody been in Texas eating Texas toast. So yeah, for those who don't know, when I met Jill, it was I want to say spring 2008. Jill was skinny, and the last time I saw was January 2020. Jill was thick. I'm talking about thick. I was like, whoo. I'm like, okay, we go away for a while, come back. But I didn't know you had kids though, so that kind of make up for some of it.
I mean, somewhat. I always tell people it's funny to me because with my kids, I expected to like get super thick, and I was like, okay, that did not happen.
Oh, you didn't. You know what? Now it depends on what is super thick to you.
No, like I would say I gained some weight with them,
Yes, you did.
but but
Yes, you
after
did.
them, like I was like, come on, help me out.
Well, for a guy who haven't seen you in a hot little minute, boo, you was thick. Boo, you was thick. I was like, gee, boy, okay. Y'all keep. Don't sleep on Gia now. Don't sleep on Gia. So I gotta ask this question because this is coming one of my top questions. I always ask women. With everything going on in the world, and I've been seeing a lot of videos where women are being attacked, men are walking in women's houses and stuff like that. I gotta ask, as a mother of two, do you have a gun license?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Woo. That's been my thing. I've been on that so hard. Like, if women ain't got gun license, I'm just telling them, go get a gun license. I'm not saying go get a gun, but go get a gun license. So if you decide to carry and somebody do try you, if you have to pull that trigger, at least you'll be licensed.
Right.
So
I don't know. I tell people that I come from a family that's very big on guns and gun safety. So I've been around them for a long part of my life. But then when I moved to Texas, I was like, how am I in a state that literally is full of gun advocates and I don't have a gun? And then it took literally probably, I think it was my second year in Texas, the neighborhood I was staying in, they were like, well, we usually don't have problems, but we've had 3 break-ins. And I was like, not going to be me.
And coming from a state that's an open carry.
Right.
So I'm happy that you're proud of it at that moment. So yeah, I'm so glad you got a gun license and gun. So that's that. I've just been a big advocate of that, especially with women. Yeah, you just don't know, but just to have that piece of paper, it can save you so much trouble if you have to come down to it to using it. So that's big on me. All right, let's get into this resilient part. Why are you resilient?
Whew.
I know it's a lot.
See, oh no, it's definitely a lot.
Because I know one your previous situation, I don't know if you want to talk about. So if it's up to you, if it's not, we can always cut it out. But when you sent me the text and intro as Brazil, I said, yeah, there's a story behind this.
Oh no, it's definitely a story behind it. I'm not gonna go too deep into it, but I always tell people that it's very important to just keep pushing, because I felt like in my previous situation, I just got broken down a lot. And I got broken down because they wanted me to give up. But I was not reared to give up. I was reared to fight and continue to pray and push until something changes. So in that's one of the main things that really makes me resilient. I tell people all the time that every day you wake up and you have a choice and a chance. But what's more important is what you do, because you have a chance, but it's more important what you do with that choice. And it's not easy. Most days I say it's not easy, but I make a choice to be a better version of myself. I make a choice to try to be a better mother. I make a choice to try to elevate myself in some way. So that's really what makes me resilient.
Okay. Well, Jill, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to come back because we got some more questions. There's some more topics we're going to talk about. So this is Jill on the Cal Podcast.
You gotta fucking stop. You gotta stop with all this I can't catch a break bullshit. All the time you're complaining, you could be instead hustling. You could be instead chasing your dream. You could be instead figuring out what you're doing wrong, trying to improve certain aspects of your life, getting your shit together, reading a book, meditating, something. Fucking something. But this I can't catch a break shit is not helping anybody, and it pushes everybody away from you.
And we're back. All right, Cal Podcast, Season 3, Episode 4. We got the one and only Jill, close friend, family member on the Cal Podcast. And Yeah, we finna get into some hardcore. Well, not hardcore, but some heavy hitting questions because we talk about a lot of stuff on this show, mostly relationships and men and women and all that, and other stuff and how to keep stuff going. I'm waiting for Quita to get on because she's our sex expert on this. So she handles that part. But Jen, if you had to answer this question, are you an alpha or beta female?
Oh, I really just had this conversation with somebody right before this podcast. So people consider me an alpha female.
Why?
I hate to say this, but because I'm very much in control of a lot of things, I find it kind of hard to not be in control of things. Because I know with me, I'm gonna get it done.
So if you're an alpha female and you say you like to be in control of things, would you be able to humble yourself to an alpha, or would you need a beta, just somebody aside you?
No, I absolutely would be able to humble myself for an alpha. See, I think a lot of times, and I hate to say this, but it's about me too. A lot of times with alpha females, we become alpha females because we've had to go do it ourselves. We don't feel like we can depend on somebody else. So then when you have somebody in a position that you feel like can do that for you, you'll be able to humble yourself.
So have you dated alpha males before?
Yes.
How was that experience? Ha ha.
You heard the laugh, right?
Yeah, ha 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 ha.
So I would say, and I actually laughed because I was dating this one alpha male, and when I say he read me, I was like, and I was like, but that is me. I was like, oh, okay, I got to do better. Because now, I have a tendency to be a little petty at times. Fix your face, because I saw it all in here.
The show is about you. Hey, they see my face every week, so the show is about you. Go ahead, take your time.
No, I have a tendency to be a little petty at times. So I think I threw out some smart comment, and he was like, oh, okay. He was like, but you have a type. And he was like, and see, dating that type, how's that played out for you? And I was like, I'm not the type of female that has the type. Come on. I was like, I'm better than that. He was like, no, you absolutely do. And he read me. And when he read me, I was like, oh.
You didn't like that, did you?
Not at all.
And why?
And I was like, okay. Because a lot of times I like to evaluate myself. And then when you look at somebody else has a true evaluation of you, you're like, okay, ugh.
So
now I got to go back and reevaluate these.
So, but did it help you, or you was like, I don't want to be with this nigga no more?
No, it definitely helped me.
Okay.
Definitely helped me.
Okay.
It actually made me be like, I need to change this type that I've been actually, I guess you could say, chasing after.
Okay. Well, hold on to that thought. I got to ask you this question. Have you dated a beta?
Oh, yes.
Come on with it. You rolled your eyes on that. But the alpha you were like, ha, the beta. Ugh. Come on, tell the world. Shame the devil. Why would you roll your eyes at the beta?
It just.
And don't say he's a nice guy. Don't say he was a nice guy either, because they always say that shit.
No, it wasn't so much of being a nice guy. Look, I love a nice guy. For me, the beta was too clingy. Like, seriously clingy. And so I was more or less like, I need my space. So I think that was my biggest thing. That's why my eyes bulged, seriously, because that's the only thing about a beta.
So let me ask you this. What if the alpha was clingy? Would you be able to tolerate that, or it'd be like same thing, roll your eyes?
Oh, no. I can't deal with clinginess, because I think a lot of times when people are clingy, they don't hold on to their individualism.
Okay, that's a big. I like that. I'm gonna write that down. I take a lot of notes. You never know. I can say this from doing this podcast. I have learned a lot, and also a lot by me. So you can learn stuff, especially dealing with the opposite sex. So that was a big right there. So I'm gonna write that down. Okay. Now you did say something. I'm gonna get back to it. I ain't gonna let you run from it. You said you was looking for a certain type of guy. What was that certain type of guy you was looking for?
Oh goodness! Oh, you called me out.
Yeah, I did. This is a podcast.
So I say this alpha male that read me had known me for quite some time in my life, and he told me, he said, "Okay, so you always go out after," and I was like, "I do have a type," because he was like, "You go after dark skinned males that are very fit." He was like, "They have to be bosses," and I was like, "Do I?" And he was like, "Oh, you absolutely do."
Thanksgiving brown, baby. Thanksgiving brown. It's my color. It's not for everybody. But go ahead. Continue as you were.
But see, I never realized. He was like, but see, he said the problem with it is, he was like, you got to know the difference in between somebody that's a boss and someone that's pretending to be a boss. And I was like, no. And he was like, no. He was like, you really got to look at it. He said, because some of these men that you've been dating, he was like, were they bosses before you met them, or did you turn them into bosses?
Oh, that's big. Oh, so. Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, so the men you was with, you was turning them into. How does one do that?
So I tell people that a lot of times I fought myself for this. I see potential in people. I don't necessarily see what they can't be, but I see the potential of what they can be. So if you tell me these are my goals, then I will very much be like, okay, if those are your goals, then this is what we got to do to get you there.
So you would put all your, this is good. Oh, I'm glad we got you on. So if a man, no, it's nothing that's, but so, because I saw this today on Facebook that a lady, she put everything that she had going, she put it to the side to help her man and to get them to a certain level. And everybody was like, that couldn't be me. So in your case, you just said you found a guy you was with, he told you his goals, and you put everything to the side to help him get there. And then what happened next after that?
So when he reached his goals, which I find hilarious, he got to a point of, and I'll say, feeling himself. So we ended up breaking up. Fine with that. But I told everybody, I was like, well, the killing part of it is I would have never realized that he got there because of me if he didn't fail when I left.
Okay. You do remember Perk.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Perk, Gia Perk, family member.
What's happening?
What's happening, Perk?
So, Perk, if you wasn't paying attention, Gia said she has a problem, or where she used to have a problem with dating men and turning them into bosses when they're not bosses in the first place.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And also she says she is an alpha female, and she said she dated alphas and she dated beta, but the beta was too clingy.
Okay, sounds right.
So, but she says she doesn't mind humbling herself to an alpha, but she is a control freak. Is that correct?
Yes.
Got you. So that's Gia's story.
Gotcha.
So I think Quita just popped in. I don't know what she got going on. So anyways, so Quita, what is you doing? All right. She know how to work the shit. So helping that dude become a boss. What? Well, what kind of mindset you got to be in to be like that? Because you got a lot going on, you got dreams and goals, and you're a mother, pushing that all to the side to help another man achieve his goals. Like, you got to be a type of what mindset was you in when that went down?
I say now that you have to be in an immature mindset for one, but the other part of it is you have to be a helper. And sometimes when you're in that position where you want to help everybody, you forget that you got to take care of you first.
Mm-hmm. So putting that person, did it like hinder you like mentally or physically, or was it stressful, draining?
All of that. All of that.
Okay. So Gia, that is Quita. This is Gia. Gia is a family member, long lost friend. We found out. I was trying to find a picture because I can show you a picture of her Quita when she was real skinny. Now Gia real thick. So Quita, Gia, Quita.
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, Perk?
She has to speak to Perk.
What up with it?
So Quita previously had a nasty Snapchat, Jill, but she got rid of it. It's clean a little bit, but she used to help a lot of women keep the spice going on with their relationship, because everything that she used to do on Snapchat, she did it with her husband. She didn't do it with other men and stuff like that. So she used to help women keep the spice going in their life. A lot of church women used to follow her for advice. So that's why she's our sex therapist on here.
Okay.
Really, Florida. Well, that's where we're going to go in now. So it's okay.
Vicious gave it to you. I was like, you know what? That was a good time. So, okay. So, in your last relationship, because you was previously married, how did all that go down? Because you were resilient.
Okay. Do you really want to get into that?
Yes, we do. That's why we got you on the Cal Podcast. Plus, I really been holding on to that question until these two got on. Because this is what he does this for a living, and she's married. So, I mean, I'm just the guy holding space.
Not holding space. Okay, so where do you want me to start? I think that's the important part.
Where did it go wrong? Because the wedding pictures, you were smiling. And then all of a sudden...
So, I tell everybody in all honesty, I really was not in the space to get married. I think in this society, like, people put it like weddings are a goal. Like, you should want to be married by this age, you should want this and that. But had I really focused in on me and what I needed to get done and what I really wanted at that point, I wouldn't have been married. So I think it went wrong from the beginning, if I'm being honest.
So why did you get married?
Okay.
Because he asked.
I know he asked.
Nah,
it really was. No, he asked at a very difficult time. We'll put it like that. So just to put it out there, at the time when he asked, there might have been a legal situation that needed to be addressed. And when he proposed, it was in front of his whole family. So it was kind of one of those difficult situations. I can't just be like, no.
So
and he told me that he asked because I said that something needed to change, and he thought that meant that I wanted a ring.
Peer pressure. That's why she said yes. And misunderstanding. That's why he asked.
Absolutely.
That really happened? That really people do that?
Mhm.
Say yes because they're in front of everybody.
Nah, not that. I mean, I understand why you say yes in front of family. You didn't want to embarrass them. I get that part.
She could have came back and said no later on.
Yeah, I get that part. Now, he in front of all his family, like, yeah, I can't say no. Yes.
Hey, let him down easy, boo.
Yeah, like we're gonna call. Hey, my man, check this out. I didn't want to embarrass you in front of your family, but we need to not
put the wedding off for 10 years. Put the wedding off for 10 years.
Let's put this wedding on leeway.
Well, see, the wedding was already being planned when I got proposed to.
See, I don't like when people hijack my life. That was a hijack.
But so he thought you saying something needed to change was a sign to I need to propose to this girl.
Yes.
Was that the sign you was trying to give him?
No, not at all.
What was the sign you was trying to give him?
I was actually trying to make a nice exit from the relationship.
Oh, damn.
Wrong use of words, man.
Oh, damn.
That was the wrong use of words.
Oh, damn.
The exit became a new beginning.
Woo, woo. So you God damn. You give him a sign. You thought the sign, I'm finna go to the left. He think you need to get proposed to. And you go through with everything.
And the divorce too. Don't forget that part.
I mean, the divorce is gonna happen. She was already gone.
How long were you married?
I was married for 10 years.
Oh, damn.
Trying to make it work, Perk. Trying to make it work.
I feel like Kevin Hart now. Damn, my bad.
I'm gonna put that in that part. I'm putting that in there when I do this video.
Damn.
So hold on. God, wait a minute. Bring it back.
Rewind.
So we get in this. We say, okay, I give him a little hint. Hey, something got to change. Your bag's packed. He like, oh man, let me go buy this ring. Get in front of the family. Loser. Propose. You say yes. Go through the wedding. What's going on through your mind in over the next, not even 10 years, the next 5 years?
So the first year, we weren't really in the same household. So that made it a little bit easier.
Was he working offshore?
No.
So you had a sneaky link?
I did not.
Oh, okay. You was single the whole time?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. So you in a marriage that you don't want to be in. And you still faithful? Girl, you gonna get in the heaven like that.
Like literally, like me personally, hey, never been a side baby somewhere. So
not a side baby.
Yeah, you gotta help. Listen, it's a lot of women out here probably going through this right now. You gotta help them get through this. So once again, what was your mindset going with everything? Like, did you see something in him? Like, you know what, maybe this can work, or did something just pop back up? Like, nah, let me go ahead and end this after the 9th year.
So again, you got to go back to my foundation. I was raised in a very Christian household. Grandpa was a preacher. So the whole time I'm like, okay,
that could go either
I'm not
way.
supposed to get a divorce. It can, but I was like, I'm not supposed to get divorced. I'm just gonna keep on praying. I'm gonna read my Bible. We gonna get this together. That's what I thought. But I would say probably. Well, really, no. Shortly after the first year, I was like, okay, maybe I ain't praying right, cause something ain't working.
Oh, damn.
And no, like I tell people, like, okay, if you're in that situation, yeah, you can continue to pray. You could try counseling, because I did all of this stuff. Went to several different counselors just to try to make it work. But at the end of the day, like I said, it really wasn't ever supposed to happen. So,
Well,
yeah, you're right. Probably like by year 5.
Let me ask you a question. Was the sex good?
Oh, damn. She was in a.
Oh, damn.
Oh, Jesus. Come on,
Bro,
now.
Well, I think a big part of the sex being good is you have to have a real connection.
And you didn't want it.
There you go, sis. Okay.
That was a good reply. I would give you that. That was a good reply. Lord help us through the day.
10 years of something you didn't even want inside you.
Your book is in the Lamb. Your name is in the book of Lamb.
The Lamb book of life.
Your name is in the book of the Lamb. I already know it.
Oh, by the way, Gia, Quita, her daddy is a pastor, so she can.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
she living her
Lamb,
best life now,
Lamb book of life.
I know that.
You raggedy though. You raggedy. I caught that, but that's okay. That's okay.
Your Wi-Fi.
I ain't on Wi-Fi.
That's why.
My Wi-Fi messing up.
I mean, you going in and out like real slow. You on some Quita shit right now.
Oh, not for me. It was working for me.
No. He acting like your Wi-Fi used to act when we back in Quita Wi-Fi was. Well, Quita Wi-Fi used to work good. What did you see? You remember when I said we had people here on the calf who was changing their bras and stuff? That's Quita. That was Quita. Like anything I do with brobs and boobs, it's always Quita. It's never like I guess.
It was lip gloss.
Why are you pulling that? Why are you pulling that out your chest in front of I guess?
Because I felt it right
because
here.
That's where
I put it in there in case my lips got dry while we was on. I could just re-up on the
Okay, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We gotta get back to these 10 years, but we ain't gonna be gone 10 years. We probably gonna be gone like 10 seconds. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
Headline, Starlight.
Night version, the daytime version is totally different. Me and a white guy. That's what it is, man.
Feel good to get it out the way?
See this? It's great to get it out the way. Shout out to Go DJ KB who's good. And of course y'all know the camera team. It's remarkable. And D. Smith! They in the building.
He done got hot just standing there.
Yeah, man. It be like that though, man. Like, I be wanting to reply to everybody's tweets, so y'all don't get me wrong. I do be wanting to reply and shout out everybody's name, but that is impossible. So I just retweet y'all.
DJ Star.
And we back. So Gia, you say after year 5, what feelings are you getting now? Because you didn't want to be there. So after year 5, what are you getting now?
So year 5, I literally sat him down and I had a conversation. I was like, okay, so I think we need to put it out there that something really has to change, because at this point, if something doesn't change, I'm out.
Remember, this is the second time you saying that too. So this time, after you said that, what did you say?
So after that, he was like, okay, let's do a fresh start. So I'm like, okay, cool, let's try this fresh start, because something had to change. Yeah, fresh start didn't even last a month. So at that point, I'm like, all right. Excuse me. What
was going on? Like infidelity or?
Oh, she just didn't want to be there, Quita. She didn't just want to be Quita. She didn't want to.
But she duked it out for 10 years.
But Quita,
and she was faithful for at least 5 that we know.
Well, we ain't got past that, so
Oh,
we don't know
no.
yet. Hold on. We ain't
She
get there.
was
Hold on.
faithful
Oh.
for 10 years, Quita.
For 10 years. She was faithful
She
for
was
10
faithful for 10
years.
years.
But remember, Quita, she said something had to change when they was just boyfriend, girlfriend, and now we in year 5, and she said it again. So take it from there.
So at that point, I have my little girl. And that's really like, that was one of my biggest things. Like, something got to change because I'm setting an example for this little girl now. And anybody who has met my little girl knows she came out like, I just say a warrior. Like, it's literally sometimes I'm like, hold on, let me touch my pearls because this little girl can't be talking to me. So when I started hearing her like calling him out and stuff, I was like, oh, she's playing zero games.
The daddy?
Yes.
Oh, that's your child. Go ahead. That's your child.
Oh no, she's very much my child. But when I started hearing, I was like, all right, yep, it's time. So literally, I guess maybe about the time, that was about the time she turned 2. I'm like, okay, we ain't even really in this anymore, in case you didn't realize. And this is about the time when he was like, okay, I'm going to change, I'm going to make everything work. And I was like, yeah, but no. And I'll just tell you, like, literally after that, I kind of clocked out. I clocked out for those last couple of years. And when I clocked out, I didn't clock out on being a mother. I didn't clock out on myself. I think I actually dug more into myself. And when I started doing that, I made my exit plan. And then I left.
So year 6 to 10, y'all was like separated but not divorced?
I wouldn't even say probably like year 7 to 10.
So did you just like leave, or did you tell him you was leaving? Did you just like leave and be like, yeah, okay,
I'm out?
So when it came to the days that I actually left,
okay,
I was like, I'm out, and I kind of just
left.
I'll be honest, I left, like, packed my stuff, packed my kids' stuff, and was out.
Come on, Lord, help us.
So year 7, for 3 years, y'all was separated.
Yeah.
Not divorced yet, but just separated.
Just separated. And I actually hate those 3 years, and I'll tell y'all why. Because even though we were separated, it was always for public events. It was like, oh, well, I got this to go to. And everybody, okay, fine. I'll make an appearance with you.
What? We was doing? Was you getting paid?
No.
No, I should have.
That's a job.
Yeah.
Oh, it very much is.
Golly. Cal Podcast, man. This right here is like The Last Dance type of situation on Netflix. So you're making appearances, you're looking like y'all together, but you're not. Mentally, where are you at? We don't know about him, don't care, but mentally, where are you at? Like, do I go find me another boo? I'm just holding it down till I'm divorced, then go find me another boo? Like, where are you at?
So I just really started focusing on myself. Like, I was telling people, like, they was like, oh, you need a friend. I was like, I actually don't. I was like, with what I've been through, I don't want a friend. I was like, please keep the craziness. Keep it all away from me.
You don't want no sneaky link or nothing?
Nothing.
No,
By that time, she
mm-mm.
needed a sneaky link.
I mean, technically, you could have had one. I mean, it wouldn't matter. Y'all was separated.
Mm.
That's true.
I mean, but you was faithful for 10 years, so as you
She
were,
needed a bottle of champagne.
nah, she needed tequila.
No, she need that good champagne.
That's what she needed. That's what she needed. We'll talk more about that later. But go ahead.
So I basically tell people like in that point, like I got more focused on myself. So when I got more focused on myself, yeah, I would make appearances, but I actually had a friend tell me, she was like, nah, she was like, one day I started being like, that can't be together. And I was like, well, why is that? She was like, she said, I made a comment like, oh, he must be hard to get along with. And he was like, I wouldn't know. I don't be studying him. And I was like, oh. And I was like, I mean, I wasn't going to lie to y'all. Is that what you wanted me to do? And she was like, no, but.
Wow.
I mean, at that point, I really didn't. So I wasn't going to sit up here and be like, oh, yeah, he's hard to deal with. I wouldn't know because I'm not studying him.
Yeah, for the last 5 years, y'all don't even give a damn about him. Ooh. Ooh.
I had to do better because at one point I almost said, I'm just here so I don't get fired.
Mm.
Hold my mule while I shop.
This episode, I need a cigar, and I have nothing around me.
This sounds like stuff that I would say.
Man, I mean, she gave me 3 things to introduce on the Brazilian part. Yeah, that's yeah. Wow. So how y'all operating with the kid? You just had the little girl with him, not the boy.
Both of them.
So how y'all operating with the kid?
So I would be completely honest. I would like to have a very good co-parenting relationship, but more recently, I have been co-parenting with his parents, not him.
Okay, but they do know who daddy is.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean, long as they know. I mean, that's one thing I don't like when women keep their children away from the father. It's one thing if he don't want to be there. It's another thing when the women try to keep him away from the father. Like
use him as a hostage tool.
Yeah, there we go. Quita did that before. I'm lying. I just want to throw that out there.
When it comes to your children's mental health, sometimes it's necessary.
No, I understand that totally.
Oh wow, Jill, 10 years, boo. Like it's dude. Like you realize you literally did a sentence.
I did.
You did a bid.
You really did a bid. Like only difference between your bid. Well, let me say this: the first 5 and everybody else's. I mean, you had the opportunity to have sex with another opposite sex, but the rest of that shit, you was on lockdown, boo.
This is true.
Okay.
Wow.
That's all you can say.
What you got, bud?
That's all you can say. Okay,
like, he don't never be quiet.
Okay, so year 10. Oh, go ahead, Bert.
I ain't got nothing to say. What can I say?
Ain't like, oh man, she did this, he did that. It was like, nah, we were just there. So year 10, we get the divorce. What happened after that?
Ooh. So that has been a very crazy ride. We'll just say that because the divorce has not been simple at all. Even like, okay, so I know you talked that I said I'm co-parenting with his parents.
Mm-hmm.
We actually got to a point where I was like, and I don't have no problem saying this, I was like, I can't speak to this man. I was like, because no matter what I say, no matter how I come, it's always going to be negativity. And I'm just not doing it anymore.
All right, we're gonna keep it moving on that because shit. I think we did like 40 minutes off that. Like I didn't know it was that. But anyway, so my next question, and probably got another 15, 20 minutes. What are you looking for now in a mate?
She ain't looking for one.
I was just gonna say, is she even looking for one?
She not looking for one. She did 10 years. She all right.
That's exactly what I mean.
She that song we used to hear in school when the DJs used to be like, you don't need a man for nothing but a little dick every now and then. That's what she
I don't even think she don't even on that part. I think she's like, I don't need a man. Like I look, hold on, blink your eyes if you got a rose.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Oh wow.
Yep. Nah, Quitty, she probably got one bigger than that. Nah.
I don't even
Did
use
she
this
blink her
damn
eyes? I
thing.
couldn't see.
She laughed.
Oh, okay.
She laughed.
I don't even use this thing.
Mail it to her. So
Mail it.
Mail it to her. You gotta keep a rotation, switch it up. Today I use the big one, tomorrow I use the little one. Just help yourself. So okay, so as being from Louisiana, how did you celebrate Mardi Gras? Or you didn't do anything?
I did not do anything this year. I honestly was just like, you know what? This is gonna be my first Mardi Gras where I'm actually just relaxing and not doing anything to celebrate.
Quita Perk, y'all did anything for Mardi Gras? I'm in Florida, so the Mardi Gras down here really sucked.
Well, I made this not here either.
Yeah, they suck. Only thing good was Copeland had like a 30% discount if you came in and ate at their dinner buffet, and that shit was trash.
You said it was trash?
Yeah, so they had jambalaya. It wasn't even good. It had crawfish. I don't eat the crawfish, but the potatoes and the sausages, they ain't even had none of that in the shit.
Yeah, I don't really eat the Louisiana food unless it's from some Louisiana people. I learned that a long time ago.
I told y'all about Popeyes. If they can't get Popeyes together, I don't think they're gonna be able to do the rest.
Well, even Popeyes don't do nothing for Mardi Gras. Like it's just the simple 2-piece $5.99.
But Popeyes tastes better in Louisiana though.
Oh no, it tastes better in New Orleans.
We're not arguing that fact right now. The fact is, I'm just saying, if it ain't from Louisiana, I don't really want to try it.
Nah.
And I understand it.
So what you arguing about Popeyes in Louisiana? Ain't nobody say nothing about this.
I said they can't even get Popeyes right in other states. That's fried chicken.
We know that.
That's simpler than anything else that they're gonna cook Louisiana food. That's Louisiana.
No, because you gotta know how to season that thing. You can't just be out there throwing seasoning.
A lot of people do now.
Yeah, so. Well, Florida, she done shut the show down.
Literally. I didn't know it was to this extent. I thought it was maybe like something stepped out, but it was 10 years. You was just Casper the Friendly Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, well, now y'all know why I kind of disappeared.
Yeah, we literally, and it makes sense why we seen you that day because hell, wait a minute, was he there?
He was.
Y'all, that was another appearance act. How much you got paid for that?
Oh no, that was the last appearance.
So okay. Since we talking about that appearance, did he know the relationship that you had with him, or it was just one of those, hey, I'm married, I need you to be the husband when we get there?
So they actually met.
Okay.
Yeah. So he understood their relationship, but I say he was supposed to be there to be the husband, but yeah, that didn't go too well.
Gotcha. All right. Well, Jill, we have some Cal Pod questions that we always ask people. Let me just say this. Our last guest gave us a hell of a time answering these damn questions. We're gonna give you one question. All of the questions have two answers. One question has three answers, and the last one, I don't know if I should ask it, but I'm gonna ask it anyways. So just get straight to the point. Now, the first two, I already know how you're gonna answer. So, let me not say the first two. I'm gonna say 2 out of 3. So the first one, love or money?
I'm gonna say love.
Oh wow.
Rent or own?
Own.
9 to 5 or entrepreneurship?
Entrepreneurship.
For those Quita and Perk, she has her own hair product that women use. So if you want to go outside in the rain and your hair don't frizzle up, use her wavy crack or whatever she call it.
Not wavy crack.
Okay. All right. Old school music or new school music?
Old school.
Do you believe in love at first sight?
No.
Have you ever had a one-night stand?
Ooh, yes.
All right. This is the one with the 3 answers, but you got to pick one. No. As a matter of fact, Vicious, I think Vicious picked 2. So I'm going to let you pick 2 out of 3. Drunk sex, sober sex, or high sex?
Okay, so I'm going to go with sober sex and high sex.
All right. Have you... This is a dumb question. Have you ever had
about?
Oh, we'll get to that. We'll get to the after party with that one. Okay. Have you ever had a sneaky link?
Yes.
Okay. Was this before the marriage?
Oh no, that was before the marriage.
Okay. Cash money or no limit?
Okay, that's not fair.
You got to pick one.
Okay, I'm going with cash money then.
All right, take it on for the 992. All right.
Exactly.
All right, Jill, close your eyes. Now, this is after the 10 years. You finally find Mr. Right. You finally find Mr. Right. He's everything you want to be in the bag of chips. He got a lot going for him. He making $100,000 a month, all that, whatever you can think of. This time he gets on the knee and he asks you to marry him. You say yes because you really love this man. You say yes.
Y'all there by yourself.
Yeah. You say yes because you actually love this man. He said, baby, pick the wedding, where you want to be, all that, whatever you can think of, he's paying for it. 2 weeks before the marriage, he comes to you, baby, I need you to sign this prenup. Are you signing it? Yes or no?
You know what? I would.
Gotta tell us why.
Because of my previous situation, I would. Because I'm not in it for the money. But also, it's a little iffy on that because you should also know that me being me, that I'm there not because of the money. So it shouldn't be a problem with a prenup. But I would sign it because I'm not there for the money.
In the Cal Podcast question, we always ask people this: which pancakes tastes better, Whataburger or Cracker Barrel?
Are those the only choices?
Don't disrespect our question. Don't disrespect our question. This question has caused many arguments between us 3, so we need you to answer.
Wait, I want to know who her other option is.
I'm going with homemade.
Oh, okay.
It's not ours.
It's not
okay.
Ours.
So I'm gonna go with Whataburger because I really don't like Cracker Barrel.
There we go. My dog. That's why
Did
you might
Did you know Whataburger had pancakes?
Yeah.
Okay.
come on now. In your face.
Wow.
So, Gia, this is a part of the show where we let you have it. You can say what you want to do. Give me your IGs, Facebook, Twitter. Promote your business. Please promote your business. So the floor is yours.
Okay. Well, I really don't do all the social media like that, so that's not a big thing. But JJNA Beauty Brand is my beauty brand, and as we said, I do hair products, skin products, and I also do beard care. So if you're trying to grow a beard and it's a little patchy, I got you.
I ain't trying to do none of that. I keep mine low. Perk, I mean, you can see his shit.
I mean, who said that you still don't need moisture in your beard, though?
You talking to him or me?
Both.
I'm not talking.
Oh, I get moisture different other ways, bro. That's another here there. So,
Oh, okay.
Perk, Quitty, I got anything for Gia?
Nah. She took the cake tonight. I ain't got nothing to say.
Quita?
Good luck on your journey.
Thank you.
Well, 10 years. 10 years. What when did hold on, I gotta ask me, when did the divorce come official? What year?
Do you really want me to put that information out there right now?
No. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Like, we done been through 2 presidents.
We'll be off the record in a minute, so just give us about 2 minutes. Let him do his little closing remarks, and you can answer his question after that.
Nah, Quita, we're gonna have to do this different. Just have the benediction, but this is over.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
He can't even do the closing remarks right now. Just do the benediction and end the show.
Hold on. Let me say this too. June 10th through the 13th, we're gonna be in Houston celebrating Star's birthday. You are invited. I don't know what part of Texas is, but if you're in Texas, it's not that far to get to Houston.
It's not at all.
Okay, so
I'm actually supposed to be moving to Houston here soon.
That's real good. So take the kids to his people's house that weekend. Come down, enjoy yourself. We're gonna have plenty of champagne. Don't worry about that part. We're gonna have plenty of champagne. Come have fun. Come kick it with us. With that being said, that's Quita. That's Perk. Like I always say, we're gonna get better and do better. And this is the Cal Podcast, and y'all have a good night.
G14 classified. That's good.
Yeah. Hey, bitch, I'm a man. Don't who said I act grand. Got it from the dirt like
DJ Star.
Hello, world. HSCT, you know how we do.